The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody get up.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Girls of 28A. I am Trisha Santanera and this is Julia Snagowski. We are at Beyond the Box Studio. Oh my god, nearly screwed that one up. Beyond the Box Studio in 1 Rockwell, Makati. Today we have a very special guest, but first we are going to go to our host picks of the week.
Yep. Normally I do tend to show some really strange videos that normally I only think are funny, but today I'm actually going to be recommending a book that our guest happened to be the one to lend to me, and this book is called Escape from Camp 14, and it was written by Blaine Harden, I believe a Washington Post journalist. It was a New York Times bestseller, and the reason that I chose this book is because it's about the only living man to have been born into a slave concentration camp in North Korea. He was born into this camp and he managed to escape, and he is the only one. There have been, a fair number of North Koreans that have managed to escape North Korea, but none who have been born or have even escaped a prison camp, but not one who was born into one. So, not to ramble on too long, but pretty much he rats out his mother and his brother, and they get shot for trying to escape. I learned so much about North Korea from this book. It's literally it's not, if you go against the Communist Party, it's not just you that gets sent to prison, it's your entire family up to 3 generations. So they really wipe out anyone, and if you live in Pyongyang, in the capital, it means that you're high up on the echelon of socioeconomic status, and then so it's a very complicated society, and it's not all equal as we are led to believe about communism. And once he escapes, it's a whole other paradigm shift, and he really struggles because he lives in a life where he eats a bowl of soup and cabbage a day, and you rat out your mother for being against the system, and that's okay because you're surviving. And then all of a sudden he goes into Korea and there's K-pop. So there, check it out. Escape from
What's his
Camp 14.
picture here?
This
is that the author? Is that
yeah,
him?
that's him. That his name is Shin.
Okay.
And that's him with his book.
Interesting.
And then he gets tortured because he rats out his mom and dad, and they don't believe him at first, so he gets tortured. Anyway, read it, check it out. That's what I have to say about that.
There you go. I actually, my obsession for Koreans.
Yeah,
But I don't think that book will have much to do with Korean K-pop.
I'm not. Yeah, no.
No. Okay, so my pick of the week is this video. It's from a production company, not a production company, it's just from Take 220 Productions. I found them on YouTube. They're a bunch of Filipino guys. I think they live in the States. Check this out.
Psst! Hoy! Psst! What do I say again?
Hey Ma, this is Ian.
Oh, Ian! She's the one that's, Is that your girlfriend? Nah.
Why?
Come here. Open the TV. Hoy, get inside. You're gonna get dark.
A minus, why not A?
Hoy, can you record the Wawawi? Hoy, where's my VHS tapes? Hoy, don't sit too close to the TV. Psst. Nah. Hand me the remote. Yun. Hoy, you have homework. Anak. Close the TV! Gusto mong palo, ha?
Putang ina!
Hoy!
You're giving me a heart attack right now!
What are you doing?
Drive very careful!
Turn on the TFC.
Sus Mariosep naman, oh!
There's a mumu over there.
Tarantado ka talaga!
Don't go there.
Tanga ka ba? Are you tanga?
That's bad for you.
Ha?
Close the light.
Anak ng putang ina.
So anyway, that's my pick of the week. The reason why is because we have got a very special guest on, and she is half Filipino as well. I know that her mother is Filipina and my mum's Filipina, and you know that she's here in town at the moment staying
Are
with
they
me.
like that?
And my mum's like that, but not to that degree. So I just had to kind of share with it, because when I was looking for my pick of the week, there was my mother coming into my room saying, Trisha, can you get me that suitcase that I've been looking for? And I'm laying in bed, like flipping through YouTube, and I kind of looked up her, yeah, Mum, I'll get out of bed and I'll go and do that for you, because I'm, you know, just not busy or anything. But anyway, so I thought I'd share that. I'm sure that our guest,
Yes.
Kim Jones, she will have a funny story or two maybe about her mum as well. But let's introduce to our guest. She is Kim Jones. She is a model. She was the roving reporter for Etcetera. She is one of the hosts for ETCHQ, which she also does with Julia Snagowski, one of the girls of 28A. She was the I Am Meg host for season 1. She's a judge for season 2. She has a blog, Miss Jones. She is also a fashion contributor for Rappler, which is quite new. So, wow, you also like to surf. You also like to all these things. So we're here just to kind of get into her world and get into her head, and for you guys to find out more about
This Wonder Woman that you just rattled off like everything you could possibly do in this world. Jeez. But I gotta ask, like, how did this start? You're not from here. You grew up in Adelaide in Australia. So, and I know that what got you into all of this initially was Etcetera, correct?
Yeah.
So how did you? I mean, how did you come from Australia, and then did you decide, oh, boom, I want to be a television host, or how? Tell us a little bit.
Well, it sort of started like a few years back, 2009, I think, and I was working in banking. I was working in a branch, and I was sort of working my way up to become, a business banker. And I didn't study finance, I studied interior architecture, and then I left interior architecture and I was like, it's not for me. So I went into finance, and then, I started as a teller, and then I became like a banking advisor, and I really wanted to work my way up. I studied internally in the bank and everything. And then I sort of reached like a quarter life crisis. And I was like, oh God, yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, like.
But you had a love for numbers.
Yeah,
You do love
like
numbers
economics
and
and stuff. Like I enjoy all of that, and data, and everything like that.
HTML and coding.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I love it all. But then, my brother was like, oh, you should come and you should try modeling in the Philippines, because he was a model here. So I was like, nah, I don't know if it's for me. And then I got to a point where the bank that I was working for said that they'd give me a year's leave without pay, so I figured that was a good sign. So I was like, if it doesn't work out, I can go back. And then I came here and started modeling, mostly like TV commercials, a few that I'd rather keep buried.
You just did that to yourself. My favorite commercial and billboard on the freeway, I do believe, is Kim is never constipated. She doesn't have that problem.
I eat well.
You do with such a smile on your face in that commercial.
I
though.
know, right? Yeah. I was method acting.
So you went from your modeling, and then that went to TVCs, and then you just went and auditioned for Etcetera, and then you just got the job, and they groomed you?
Yeah, I basically got a call from my agent who said, would you be interested in doing hosting? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. Like, I always envisioned in a way that I would be in a hosting job, like whatever it was, like a
Even
DJ
when you
or
were...
something. Yeah, even if I was.
Okay.
It was always something I wanted, but I'm from Adelaide. Like Adelaide's
You
like
don't
a
really
tiny.
think outside the box, do you? You just
No.
kind of-
Adelaide is tiny. Like no one even knows where it is. Like, and then I auditioned, and I was so nervous. Oh my god, I was so nervous. Like, I'm actually quite a shy person. So like, especially growing up, like I was really, really quiet. So this was like horrific for me. But I auditioned, and then I got a call back, and I was like, oh my god, yay! And then
And then you went on to, so you've been doing how many seasons are you now with Etcetera?
Etcetera, this is going to be our 3rd season.
Okay, and there are 12 weeks in each season?
13.
13 weeks in each season. And you do
You guys are
roving
about to do
reporting.
4, right?
Oh, are we?
I think so, isn't it? You guys have done 3. 4 is next.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait.
So Julia and Kim, they actually are hosts for the same network, which is ETC, which is one of the cable channels here in the Philippines. They're English-speaking networks. Julia is one of the trendcasters for ETCHQ, and so is Kim as well. But she didn't originally start off in that show. She started off in ETC, in Etcetera. And then now has moved over into ETCHQ as well.
Yes.
So now you're going to do both, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. Then you were the Am Meg host for the
Yeah.
entire, and that's a fashion, a model competition. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's, well, not really. It's more to find, I like the idea of Am Meg because it's more to find someone who's capable of being an ambassador,
Okay.
someone who's capable of representing a brand, like in not just in modeling, but in all aspects. He carries himself well, dresses well, can carry a conversation. Is an advocate for whatever.
Because there are also required, there's challenges where you do charity work and
Yeah.
different, like public speaking and things like that.
like they
right?
can't be afraid to get their hands dirty, and that's why I love it. Like,
So looks don't matter.
I mean, it does in a way, more your presentation, really.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to be the most beautiful, you know what
Okay.
I mean? But you have to have the most beautiful heart.
Well, that would be quite a good show because, I think a show like that, you being the host for, is a good reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
You're the host, so therefore, I think, not saying that hosts for shows like, Philippines Next Top Model and all that are shallow, but it's nice to see that, you see the meaning in the whole TV show, that it's just more than just a pretty face and taking a good picture, because, we all have modeled and still model, so we all know what it can be like. So it's good that there is that extra message. So I Am Meg. That was season 1. Season 2, you're
Season
a judge.
2, I'm a judge. So this is why I'm so excited, because like I get to have like input into who stays and who goes.
And
So-
before you didn't.
no, I would just be the bearer of
Well,
bad
because it's like the host, you sit there, you read your lines, where with
Yeah.
the judge, you're more of like you can tell them where they're going wrong or
Yeah,
where they're going
exactly.
right, and
Yeah.
nurture them a little. Do you think you'll be a nurturing judge?
I mean, I think that I will be fair, but I'll be firm.
Okay.
Because, like I said, it's not like a typical modeling show where you're just really representing your own brand and yourself. You're representing something in Am Meg that's been around for 15 years. So it's like, I want to be firm. But I'll be nice as well.
Of course, look at you.
I mean,
You
like,
can't be.
I can't
so
be.
nice.
No, I don't think I can. Like, I don't think I can be a tyra.
I'm curious though. So out of all of this, I guess Etcetera and HQ does have different times when we're shooting those. But what keeps you the busiest? Like your blog, which actually I found out that Kim did her own coding for Miss Jones, which is her beautiful, beautiful fashion blog. And it didn't start out that way. It started out as more, you said, your inspiration.
That's right, yeah.
Right. And then it kind of segued into becoming a fashion blog as you got more and more interested into photography.
Yeah.
So you coded it, you did everything yourself, and does that keep you the busiest, or is it writing for Rappler, or what kind of?
I think it's all pretty much divided. My blog is sort of my blog's actually sort of my like
your
rewrite-
baby?
Yeah, no, it is. I always say my blog's my baby.
Yeah.
Because like it's something that I invest a lot of myself into it. I'm putting my face on it. I'm these are my clothes. It's everything. You're kind of exposing yourself a little bit.
Can you
but
tell everyone what the site name is?
It's kimcamjones.com.
So check that out, Kim Jones.
Yeah, but it's like like you said, like it started off. Actually, that's how I got it. Started. My obsession began with North Korea, because I blogged about this photographer that went to North Korea, and then that's how that started. But it used to be like inspiration, photography, fashion, music, anything, and then it became more of like a passion project. So that's like my relaxation actually now. But it's sort of my time's divided into a bit of
But
everything.
now it is more of a fashion blog. You said that you like once a week you update, you get
Yeah.
clothes out of your own closet, and who takes the photographs and like how? I mean, I'm sure when you first started, you didn't have a nice camera. How did
No.
can you tell us the story of how it
We-
turned to be this beautiful thing?
Actually, my boyfriend, Echo, takes most of my photos. Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, our dynamic's good, and you know, he's very talented. He has a good eye for photography. It gets a little challenging sometimes.
Wait, you have also got as well a photographer, because I've complimented on your Instagram before.
Yeah.
And praised you as to how wonderful your pictures actually are. Because you know how the typical blogger poses like,
Yeah.
you don't do them at all. So I was
Thank
looking
God.
at your blog, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this is like an amazing photo shoot that just has kept going and going and going. And then I realized that it was the pictures for your blog. What's that photographer's name?
Well, I've collaborated with two local photographers that I really love. Inigo Santos, which
Inigo.
you guys know
Yes.
who it is.
Yeah.
And there's another one, ETCHQ Chen. And that's like another reason why I started the blog, was so that I could collaborate and just make like nice pictures.
You know, the thing I like about your blog is that it's very fashion forward. It's not caught up in, you know, just Asia. You know, it's
Yeah.
very European, it's very Western. It comes to Asia because you have an Asian backdrop, which is where you're shooting.
Yeah.
But the way that you put your clothes together and your style
Yeah,
is very Western European. So you don't really have all the...
You're different from the other local fashion bloggers.
Yeah.
I
So-
wanted it to be a little different. I wanted it to be like, I strive to make it a little more editorial. You know what I mean? Like, if I can help put the Philippines on the map in some small way, like.
You were saying
Yeah.
earlier that you are trying to feature as many local designers as you
Yeah.
can, anything local, and that's not already huge here.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really great that you're trying to, you know,
Yeah.
help the country out and whatnot.
Because coming from Australia, do you find it hard? I know that when I first moved here, found it really difficult with the fashion as opposed to the fashion that we had at home. And Kim and I, if you don't know, we actually both grew up in the same town in Australia, so which is little old Adelaide.
I can feel my accent coming back.
Yeah,
Like,
when we
because
talk to each other.
I can hear you. It's like my tongue doesn't know what to say sometimes. Yeah.
Because, but yeah, with the fashion, it's very different. The
Yeah,
Asian
it's very-
fashion. But the one thing with you, another compliment is that you haven't lost your Australianness about you in the way that you put your outfits together.
So your accent is watered down, girl.
It is like, I sound more like you.
Yeah.
You said- remember when you started on Etcetera and we bumped into each other one time and I was saying to you, you just do not sound Australian at
Yeah,
all.
I
And you were like,
remember you
Trish,
saying that.
I was taping and they turned to me and just said, lose the accent, get rid of it,
Yeah.
do it again. And I was just like,
Thank
wow,
you.
you sound great. You sound completely different on your shows
Yeah.
than you do in real life. Though.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm talking the same way. Now, like, I'm
No.
feeling pressure. Like, I feel like I have to sound Australian.
Which way do I talk?
Yeah, but that's right. I actually had to sort of lose the Australian. Yeah, I had to sort of like neutralize like the Australian.
And then for Rappler, what exactly do you do? Is it also, I know you said you're a fashion contributor, you went to Fashion Week here,
Yeah.
right? So is it like you pump out a story every week for them, or?
Basically, we just organize shoots, just do stories, create stories like for Filipinas, basically. Like, but yeah, we covered Philippine Fashion Week and we wrote about like every single story. So that was like totally like, that was a shock. I didn't realize how many designers there are in Fashion Week.
And how many, I mean, like, we were talking about this a little bit, how many words are there to describe clothing
Lace.
and fabric and
Like,
the way it
yeah.
moves, like, oh, you know, there's,
Like, honestly, yeah, I was like, how, because everything was like, most things I saw, I noticed like a trend was like to use like a lot of lace. So I was like, how do I describe lace? I was like, diaphanous,
Yeah.
and like I don't
without
word that
using
never-
it in every sentence.
Yeah, exactly. And because I was writing so much to like, I was like, no, I used it there, I can't use it here.
Thesaurus.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have the lovely, lovely Kim Jones with us talking about all of her amazing projects that she's been doing. But when we come back from this quick commercial break, don't go away, we'll get to know Kim a little bit deeper. So stay tuned.
guys are familiar with a game Chubby Bunny, but
Wait.
have you played Chubby Bunny before?
No.
You put a marshmallow in your mouth, you say Chubby Bunny, and you keep putting it in your mouth, and you keep
Okay.
saying Chubby Bunny.
Okay.
Whoever can fit the most in their mouth wins. But we're not gonna say Chubby Bunny. We're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, okay ka na ba? And you're gonna be like, okay na, okay na.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go.
2 at a time.
Alright, I'll learn to do that. Okay ka na ba? What?
Okay na, okay na. I just saw it.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay na, okay na.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay na, okay na.
No, not this one.
Okay, and welcome back to the Girls of 28A. We are sitting here with the lovely Miss Jones. So we've spoken about all of her achievements. Now we are going to talk to her about her love life.
Oh, you are?
Yes, we are. So you have been here for what, 2 years?
2.5.
About 2.5 years. Are you dating anyone at the moment?
Yes, I am.
I asked that was a trick question because it is known in Manila that she has got a very well-known and very famous and very talented boyfriend who is Jericho Rosales,
What
who
would you
is an
equate
actor.
him to? Like, is he the Brad Pitt of the Philippines, or is he like a George
Absolutely.
Clooney? Yeah.
A bit of a biased comment, but because wait, isn't the Brad Pitt like Paula Pascal or Sam
Okay.
Milby
Yeah,
or
okay.
whatever? You know, isn't that aren't they like the
I would say Echo's like the Will Smith.
Will Smith, really?
Wait, see, now that's putting my head in for a turn because Will Smith for me
I'm
is
thinking
like
of Fresh
ethnic
Prince of
black.
Bel-Air.
Like,
No, actually, Will Smith is Echo's favorite actor.
Okay, I would
It's a
picture him
big
to be
influence.
kind of like Heath Ledger when Heath Ledger was in Hollywood.
Wow, you
that-
love that.
Yeah.
That's a big
He can do
compliment.
funny, he can do heartthrob, he can do Brokeback Mountain. I don't know if he has ever done any of those kind of movies, like a gay movie.
Not that I know of.
But yeah, so tell us about him. How did you meet him?
The first night I met him, we were like, it was just like friends meeting up. Like I didn't expect to like anything to happen really. Like friends were there, and then like there were kids there and everything. We just had dinner. I think it was at like, it was a restaurant in Rockwell, and he spilled beer on me like the first time we met.
what a dick.
I was like, what is going on? And then like he did it, like I think he was just like, I don't know, he's a very like animated person, so he just got excited and just like the beer went flying like all over me. But it was really sweet. We were out with a makeup artist friend, and so he went on the hunt for like a hair dryer and stuff, and I was like, bless.
Smooth
Yeah.
move.
But then we didn't talk for 2 months after that. Not because of the beer, just because that's just how it
How it
turned out.
in
Yeah.
Manila.
And then after 2 months, we got talking again, and he taught me how to surf.
Oh.
So like that's when the little love hearts started popping out of my
Wait,
eyes.
what do you mean? Like he invited you on a surf trip? Like one-on-one?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
There was a friend there, but I think he felt like a third wheel because it was just the three of us. So I was like, I don't know. But then, yeah, he taught me how to surf, and I was like, oh.
So that's how you got into surfing. He taught you,
taught
and
me.
now you guys go all the time together.
Yeah, he's there now, actually. Yeah.
I always thought that you surf because you're an Australian
That's
girl.
a common misconception.
Fooled. I was fooled completely.
Yeah. I mean, no, because like in Adelaide we have like kneeboarding and wakeboarding.
I grew up boogie boarding. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I grew up boogie boarding.
But never surfing, like no way.
Especially not in Adelaide.
And it's so,
So
cold.
Freezing.
It is crazy
Freezing.
cold. Yeah.
And okay, so he asked you out to go surfing. I mean, he's a very well-known actor. At that stage, were you just like, what the fuck? Jericho Rosales just asked me out on a freaking date.
Yeah, did you
And you're
know
like,
who he
this girl
was?
from Australia, and
I googled him. Of course. But then like my friends are like, you know, just do you know who he is? And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, and I sort of went into it like a little bit hesitant because I wasn't sure if like, I mean, you're not. I mean, every time we go out, you know, we're always asked about each other.
Or what about whenever? Is he such a big star that if you go out to the grocery store, if you go out to the movies, do people like flock you guys for pictures and autographs? Is it that level?
Yeah.
Did that
People
affect
always
you in
ask.
any way?
It took a while to get used to it. I'll be honest. It took a while to get
Like
used
how
to
long
it.
are we talking about?
I mean, well, now I'm used to it.
Okay.
But like, it's interesting because he can't go certain places. I mean, he wants to, but
What? Like
it's
where?
just-
Where can he not go? I've never
like
dated
if he
a
went to, he
celebrity.
couldn't go to Green Hills. I mean, he would
Okay.
want to go to
Okay.
Green Hills and stuff like that, but it would just be really hard for him just to walk around. It really would. Like,
Okay.
I think it would be quite, I'm sure it was quite endearing for him, you not growing up in Manila and not actually knowing an awful lot about his career. And
Yeah.
to you, he was just another dude
Yeah,
who
he's just-
we all have our fears and our worries about of, does he like me for me or does he like me because of this or does he like me because of that and whatever. So that would have been quite refreshing for him,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Julia and I are the same. You know, we're not from here. We don't know all the big celebrities and stars out there in Manila. We're really sorry in Manila celebrity land. And it happens all the time. So
yeah. Like I'm used to it now. Like it's actually amusing for me because like he stops with everyone. Like he'll take a photo with everyone.
Aw,
like and if mums want a kiss, like he'll just give them a kiss. It's actually kind of funny. And he has some funny stories too. You'll just have to get him on your podcast for them.
We will, we will.
I mean, this is different. He grew up here. He's
Yeah.
a big actor. You're this Australian girl who loves numbers and coding. What is it that made you guys fall in love? What is it about him that got you?
I think it was, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know, it's just everything. He's just, I mean, like, he's gorgeous. I think he's gorgeous. I'm very active. Like, I'm very, like,
I love how Kalik she's getting.
like, athletic. Isn't that obvious?
And you're like blushing. It's so cute.
I'm very athletic and I like sports and he likes sports too. So like the minute, of course, when he like asked me, like taught me how to surf.
When
I
he
was
pushed
like,
you.
Oh yeah. No, he did. I said go and I was like okay. I was like I'm in love. And just like everything, like he's very willing to do stuff with me. Like he taught me how to surf. I taught him how to play soccer. So and we do a lot. We work out together like all the time. We run together. And he's a goofball. Like he never takes anything too seriously, yeah, that's good.
Because you guys surf with like Nikki and Bougie and the
Yeah.
Coast Through Life guys. He's part of Coast Through Life and Surf Brand.
Yeah, it's like their baby.
Okay.
Yeah. All of them, the whole group of friends there.
Okay. Well, I just want to know because he is known to be quite a notorious romantic, and he has in the past fallen in love with his leading ladies.
Yes.
And then he does date them for quite a while. So I'm so happy and glad that you are not in the industry because
Yeah.
it's different,
It
which is so
definitely
nice for him and so nice for you because you're such a great girl. How do you feel about that?
Leading ladies?
Yeah, you know, because obviously he's going to
Like-
have other leading ladies in that.
Yeah. That took a while, like obviously that took a little getting used to as well. Like, you know, I mean, I'm like from Adelaide, I'm not used to that. Like, you know what I mean? But I actually don't
Do
have
you
a problem
secretly
with it.
hate them? Oh, you bitch! You got the role in my
Maybe there's like
movie.
Maybe there's like a twang and then it goes away. But
Look, no girl wants to see their hot boyfriend
Right,
having
exactly.
a hot, down, dirty sex scene with any chick.
I agree. When actors
In the real
Hollywood,
world or
Yeah.
in on screen, it doesn't matter. Of course, it's going to
I won't
touch
watch.
that.
Yeah, I won't watch kissing scenes or any other sort of scenes that involve that. You know.
It's difficult to kind of navigate because I know that when I had a boyfriend and I had done a sex or kissing scene in films or whatever, it kind of he'd be like, "Oh, how was work today?"
How is that for a guy though? Because it's like, is it the same?
I don't know. We broke up,
Of course,
so
it's the same. I think you read Hollywood interviews and they're like, "That's just work. It's fine." Like, of course,
Yeah.
That's such a lot of bullshit. Like, of course it matters. Of course.
well, you know what? Maybe we'll have to get Jericho you on the show and ask you.
Do it.
Yeah, we will. But anyway, we found a little clip what Jericho had to say about dating you.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, she's very cool. Okay lang siya. Relax lang. She didn't get mad at me.
She's so chill, you say.
Yeah.
What does that
Very
mean? She's
chill.
so chill.
Easy to get along with. Yeah, talagang sobrang, I mean, very seldom that you meet a person here in this business na talagang parang normal person. Parang, you know, like, okay, whatever happens to you, parang walang arte sa katawan. Talagang chill lang talaga. Parang normal person. Parang, okay, you wanna go there? Okay, let's go. You wanna surf? Alright, let's surf. Alright, you wanna do this? Okay,
But
let's
she's
eat.
obviously easy to get along with.
Sobrang Australian eh.
One of the things.
There you go.
Aww.
That was so sweet. I'm gonna shivers.
Okay, so Kim, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
I hope we weren't too bad.
No, you guys are fun.
No, I'm like all colleague like all.
I know.
But anyway, where can
Yeah.
they find you? Where can the viewers of 28A find you on Twitter or?
Kim Cam Jones. Everything's Kim Cam Jones.
Your
Twitter,
blog.
Facebook, my blog. Yeah, everything.
Okay, so thank you, the lovely, lovely, beautiful Kim Jones, the head judge of Am Meg from Etcetera and ETCHQ, a Rappler fashion contributor, and hope you had fun with us. And for the girls of 28A, we're on every Sunday night at 8 p.m. And also, we love to hear from you guys. We always want to hear your feedback. If you have podcast suggestions, if you have special guests that you would like to see on, please tweet us at thegirlsof28a or email us at thegirlsof28a@gmail.com. So until next time, it's been Julia Snagowski and Trisha Centenera. Have a good night.
Bye.